Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching the station identification of one of Wayland City's resident YouTubers. Live in the basement. This is not MTV's remote control. And he is not Ken Ober. God rest Ken Ober's soul. This is WEML-TV, Channel 77. And now here's your host, New Bedford, Massachusetts' own, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Hey, welcome. You're watching another episode of WEML-TV, Channel 77. It's episode 318, I do believe. I gotta check. I'm always trying. Sometimes I don't want to lose count, don't want to lose track, and that's 318, indeed. I posted another video to follow up on being self-future endeavored, and I was introduced to a new subscriber. I want to give him a shout out, Tom Atto, which is a Pokemon reference. You gotta look it up yourself to see what he meant. But he's a Pokemon fan, but he also loves video gaming as well. He knows I'm a big wrestling fan as well. So Tom Atto, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed the content I bring to you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to write in the comments, okay? Also, Scorpion Death Drop, aka Leon Calavera, an old friend from the podcast that I decided not to take part of. He decided to support my channel as well. Thank you very much, Leon. Do appreciate you, and welcome, all right? So this is totally awesome, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you guys tonight's wonderful, and I'm gonna try to do this because I got band rehearsal in about an hour or so. So we need to get going on this, and so it's something that well, it is the fallout from Hell in a Cell last night. As you know, Drew McIntyre is no longer getting a title shot as long as Bobby Lashley becomes champion. So, but here's the thing. So Lashley and MVP celebrate in the VIP lounge with some ladies, of course. And of course, Drake Maverick. I think they should stop this celebrating with the ladies thing, because you're giving Drake Maverick more ideas with the ladies, and it's making his wife Renee Michelle very, very angry. And if I were Drake Maverick, I would stop the photoshopping his head on Bobby Lashley's body and hanging out with the ladies, because if Drake Maverick keeps doing this, it's going to be divorce city for him, man. Come on now, Drake. I know Drake's probably wanted to do it to annoy his wife. Yeah, sometimes married couples can be like that sometimes, Hey, I'm gonna annoy my wife. Watch this, I'm not married, but I'm sure some husbands would think that. You know what I mean? But anyways, they were celebrating, and then the New Day interrupts both MVP and Lashley. And so MVP and Lashley annoyed with this, including the ladies. And then the New Day comes out and congratulates them, and they start flinging pancakes like they were Frisbees. And then the girls did not like it. Lashley and MVP were getting angry. And then Kofi Kingston said, "Hey, I'm going to challenge you to a match for the title at Money in Bank." So Bobby Lashley goes, "Fine, you got it." But then Xavier Woods says, "I'm going to challenge you to a match tonight. Hell in a Cell." And then Bobby Lashley goes, "Fine, you got it." MVP thought he was nuts. And so with one fallout from the Hell in a Cell, but there is a new season about to begin, the Money in the Bank season. As you know, the Money in the Bank, simple enough, for those of you not wrestling fans, the Money in the Bank, there's a briefcase on top of a ladder. Superstars will fight over that briefcase. That briefcase inside holds a contract for a guaranteed championship shot. You can cash it in at any time. All you can do is run down. If you see a champion vulnerable, you run your butt down to the ring, hand the briefcase over to the referee and get him to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. You do that, and most of the time, about 85%, 90% of the time, that person becomes a new champion, whoever holds it. But you have a whole year to hold on to that championship, because you never know what's going to happen. So you plan it very, very carefully. And so those two matches would happen. First Money in the Bank qualifying match, AJ Styles versus Ricochet would have been it was a heck of a matchup. And then I think they never faced each other before, so this is a good matchup. But on the way to the ring, they confront the Viking Raiders, and then they were trash talking, and then all of a sudden, Viking Raiders have been wanting the tag team championships, so they won a match, I think a battle royal for those belts. So, and then Ivar was trying to eat his turkey leg, and then AJ Styles smacked it out of his hand. You don't do that, AJ Styles. You do not smack another Viking Raiders turkey leg off his hands while he's trying to eat it. You're going to be eating a knuckle sandwich. All right? So, Ricochet did cut a promo about qualifying for on the qualifying match against AJ Styles. He says he's going to show that he qualifies. All right? The match happens, and it was a heck of a matchup. Could have gone either way, but then Ricochet won the match, taking advantage because the Viking Raiders got involved by jumping Omos, and Omos tried to ram them. Barricade versus Omos, Barricade wins it. And Ricochet, AJ Styles was distracted. Ricochet took advantage, and the pinfall goes to Ricochet. Ricochet is now qualifying for the Money in the Bank match, which is so I am just really excited about that. So anyways, I am just and so that was Ricochet did pull off the upset and pulled off, so I am just really excited about that. So Ricochet was the first person to qualify on the men's side of the Money in the Bank ladder match. Randy Orton and Riddle had a talk about, because both of them have qualifying matches for Money in the Bank. Randy Orton going one-on-one with John Morrison, which is probably over a decade since these two fought, and Matt Riddle against the former champ, Drew McIntyre. Now, but then Riddle keeps talking. Randy Orton tells him to shut his mouth. Randy Orton's starting to get annoyed with Matt Riddle, but somehow this is working. And then Kevin Patrick was interviewing Eva Marie and her protege, who is Piper Niven, but they gave her a new name, Dewdrop. Come on, man. You should give her Piper Niven. And why didn't they let her keep her name? I mean, seriously. Piper Niven was a great name. Why did they had make the NXT superstars change their names when they move up to either Raw or SmackDown? Come on, this is ridiculous. Dewdrop? They should, that should be the WWE name, and then when they leave the WWE, they can use their original name. This is really disappointing. Eva Marie came up with the name Dewdrop. Are you kidding me? Eva Marie, beautiful as Eva Marie is, she can't even wrestle for. I don't know why. So they had a women's tag team matchup with the Money in the Bank qualifying match: Asuka and Naomi versus Eva Marie and Dewdrop. I think I prefer Piper Niven. I think it was, and because Dewdrop refused to tag Eva Marie, teach her a lesson. Thank you, Miss Piper Niven. Asuka and Naomi won the matchup, and they both qualified for the women's Money in the Bank, which Asuka won last year. Who's going to win it this year? Who knows? Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce was addressing the Raw Women's Championship matchup. Rhea Ripley summoned to the ring. They told her what they did not like the way she got herself disqualified. Charlotte interrupts them, complaining about it. So the rematch set for Money in the Bank. 2 title matches have been set. Kingston, lastly, for the WWE Championship. Ripley, Charlotte for the Raw Women's Championship. I think it's going to be a no disqualification in that situation. And then Sarah Schreiber was interviewing Natalya and Tamina. And then confronted, and they're having a photo shoot, but they were interviewing. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke decided to do what Natalya and Tamina did last week, and that was wrestle. And they said, hey, wait a minute, well, you're over here getting pictures and photo shoots, and it would do media and everything else as champions. Natalya is doing the right thing. And then Rose and Brooke dared to step in the ring, and all of a sudden they blindsided them. And I'll tell you one thing, this rivalry with the modern-day Glamour Girl team of Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Tamina and Natalia. I think it's going to be a great rivalry. That's for sure over those women's tag team championships. So you got that. Another Money in the Bank qualifying match: Randy Orton versus John Morrison, and the match was going good until the Miz in his wheelchair. Wise idea, Miz, to squirt Randy Orton with the dripstick, and then Matt Riddle was chasing the Miz around the ring, and Randy Orton was about to threaten the Miz, and then Matt Riddle screwed everything up, and giving Morrison the victory over Randy Orton. So John Morrison is the second person so far. We got two women on the we had two superstars from each side. Ricochet and Morrison on the men's side, which is going to be a heck of a matchup. Asuka and Naomi on the women's side. And then Kevin Patrick interviews Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Reginald when they got a chance for their qualifying matchup against the team of the former women's tag team champs, the former tag team partners, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. So they said, and Shayna Baszler said, we're going to show them why we should be we should be qualified for the Money in the Bank. And here comes and then Nikki Cross with a new superhero-like gimmick, and I found out it was her idea, because I think it's just a symbolism of never giving up, keeping going, and keeping strong, keeping being motivated, and which is really, really cool. I think, and Hurricane signed off, approved of it, call it a Hurricane, which I think is pretty clever. Beth Phoenix loves it. And a lot of people like it. And even Killian Dane, her husband, says, hey, this was her idea. Hey, I like it, I thought for sure, but then I think it'd be a lot of fun, and she's just having a lot of fun with it. And because of that, Nia Jax's mind game, not Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss's mind games worked because it enabled her and Nikki Cross to win the matchup, and now Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss joins Asuka and Naomi for the Money in the Bank qualifying match, which will be a heck of a. And then Drew McIntyre talks to Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, says, hey, I'm doing this right away. I know I'm not qualified, but hey. But, think about it. Even if McIntyre did win the match against Matt Riddle and goes on to win the Money in the Bank, yeah, he can't challenge Lashley as long as but that Money in the Bank match could go to Roman, think about cashing in on Roman Reigns. Maybe Drew McIntyre had in the back of his mind. Plan A is out, you go with a plan B. What's plan B for McIntyre? Go after Roman Reigns. That would be a heck of a matchup, to say the least. So Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre were going 1-1. It was a heck of a matchup, and then all of a sudden, Matt Riddle did win the matchup, and he tried to celebrate with Orton. Orton's like, so Orton was not very happy. So Matt Riddle did qualify so far. Ricochet, Morrison, and Riddle on the men's side. Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Naomi on the women's side. That is a pretty good thing so far. Then Jinder Mahal, Veer, Shanky. Well, Veer and Shanky were in just, basically it's Jinder Mahal, Cedric Alexander, Jeff Hardy, and Sheamus complained about not being in the Money in the Bank ladder match and in arguments between Hardy and Alexander. So, and Pearce and Deville, well, he said, hey, these matches are final. And then Mansoor been looking for advice going on, being a part of Raw. Jackson Riker says, no, when your enemy is coming. And then he says, I'm going to make sure that keep your enemies closer to you, because I can't wait to face Elias in the strap match that's happening next week. Also, there'll be a second chance triple threat match for a qualifying Money in the Bank between AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. Like I said, if McIntyre does win that match and moves on and gets the Money in the Bank, he cannot cash in on Bobby Lashley, and I'm sure MVP's got to remind him of that. But then Drew McIntyre may be smirking and thinking, SmackDown, I want Reigns. That could be something that Roman Reigns is probably not too happy about. So we'll see what, that's something for Drew McIntyre to consider. So then there was a matchup on the card. Bobby Lashley challenged by Xavier Woods in a Hell in a Cell match, and it was a brutal matchup. Xavier Woods started off strong, but then Bobby Lashley ended up winning the match and hurting Xavier Woods. Rumor has it he may be written off TV. With G4 on the way and everything else, this was a huge, and up, down, down 2 will take up a lot of time too. So Kofi Kingston will have to fight it alone. And this, Bobby Lashley just made history. He is the first WWE superstar to compete in back-to-back Hell in a Cell matches within 24 hours. So Lashley, this is why Lashley's champion. And that's a history in the making. So that's the deal. All right, that's all the time we have for the Raw Event Center for June 21st, 2021. Here it's 6 o'clock. So while I got to get going, I'm going to upload this video, and then I got to go head up to band rehearsal, okay? I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful night. We have NXT tonight. Lots of craziness going on there. Until the next episode, bless out.